What's up YouTube, Zombie Killer here, doing a review for Dragon Quest XI. So at this beginning part, I'm here so that there's no spoilers. Later on in the video, I will get to possible spoiler stuff. So, pretty much, if you like turn-based RPGs, good stories, this game's an easy pickup. This is on the PS4. I would recommend, if you have the Switch, get the Switch version because it have upgraded features that are not in the PS4 version. But, you know, this is on the PS4 version. I have a full Let's Play and some tips on how to get some of the items, like Perfection Pearls, endlessly, and stuff like that. Now then, like I said, if you're a big fan of those are easily a recommendation for this game. Like I said, Switch version would be best. If you can't get on Switch, then, you know, PS4 will work, or I think it might also be on PC too. But, you know, wherever you could get it. But anyways, you know, it's an easy buy, great turn-based RPG, great story, lots of interesting characters, lots of side quests and stuff that you could do. Some might make you, you know, some of the points in the game might make you happy, some might make you sad. You know, lots of good storytelling going on. But without spoiling too much, if you're a big fan of them, or if you ever played the Dragon Quest game and love Dragon Quest, then this is an easy go out, buy it. If not, it still probably something to keep your mind on, especially if you have a Switch. You can get the demo of Dragon Quest XI on the Switch, which will be like the first beginning area of the entire game. You can play the demo for as much time as you want and transfer the data to the Switch version. And, you know, just a normal playthrough, I guess, supposedly takes about 10 hours if you're watching all the cutscenes and doing everything, like basic wise. So, you know, 7 to 10 hours or so. So, yes, I would probably recommend that if you're kind of on the fence, not knowing if it's the game for you, if you have the Switch. If not, then look up gameplay and see if it looks like something that you'd be interested in. If you find it on a sale, definitely an easy recommendation, even if you're sort of curious. But anyways, now that this part's done, I will be going into more of a review of the game. So, if you prefer not to have any spoilers, feel free to click off this video now. If you don't mind spoilers, then you'll be good. I'll show some combat, some fast travel locations, share some tips, and stuff like that. So, you know, if you don't care about spoilers, you should be good. I don't know how much story spoilers will be shown, but I don't think there'll be much, if any. But, you know, you've been warned. Anything and everything might be covered. Alright. Now then, let's start with the spoiler section. Now, there are some, which is more tips. There are some characters that you could get, which, as you see, you get a total of 8, your main character and the rest. And as you see, you got some good skills. I would recommend, you know, getting this ability, which will allow him to pep up, and then deciding whether or not to go two-handed sword, or one-handed sword and a shield, or even one-handed sword with dual wield. But with this game, your characters have specific ability. They don't have classes, but they have specific abilities that they could go in with lots of variation. Like this guy, you could take him down a sword's path, a knife path, boomerang, which is hitting pretty much all the enemies on screen at once, and a thief type path. Steal. Her, you can use heavy wands for black magic, whips for group targets, where if there's multiple of the same type of enemy, you could hit them. And then her chosen profession screen. With her, she's pretty much a white mage. She got wands for healing, spares for if you want to make her into an attacker, and then her basic thing, which she focuses on buffs. Then with this guy, you got swords, you got whips, you got his special tree down here with some abilities, some other special tree right here that's unique to him. You got daggers, and one more special tree that's unique to him. Look more into the tree for further details. With Jade, you got claws, you got her special tree, her fist abilities, which with these abilities, they focus on upgrading her strength and the abilities that could be used no matter what weapon she's in. You got her spares, so you can kind of customize. With this guy, you can go down here with a staff to make him into like down here is like white mage type stuff with healing stuff like that. Well, up here is more of a black mage type thing if you want to increase your damage with spells. Over here is his special tree. Here's claws if you want to make him into a claw fighter. You know, multiple routes. Then here you got swords for this guy. Axe, which only he can use axes. A special tree. Then you got two-handed weapons, like a two-handed sword type, great sword type thing. Shield tree, which will increase the effectiveness of shields and stuff if you decide to do sword and shield or axe and shield. He's the only one with shield tree. And then here's another special tree. So, you know, you can play around with your builds however you want, but like I said, with this guy, after you got enough spare points later on in the game, where you start to get some guys, I highly recommend this, because this will allow him to enter Pep State, which is where he can use special abilities with certain characters. Some can change the game, so I would highly recommend that. The rest are pretty much up to you, however you wish. And let's go to him real quick. As you see, right here are special abilities that he can do, which, you know, might change the game. But we're not going to focus too much into that. There's also mini medals in the game where you can use them to, you know, once you collect so much, then you get rewards, and then after you get all the rewards, you can buy special items. You got casino tokens where you can play casino games to get them, and you can use them to unlock special rewards. Perfection pearls, which will allow you to recraft an item. Then you got gold and gold in the bank. So yeah, there's a lot to this game. You can equip different stuff to wherever you like. Every character have a main hand, offhand, helmet, chest, and then 2 accessories that they can equip depending on whatever you like. There's a lot of interaction. You go party talk to your party and try to get hints of what to do next. There's a heal all button. If you want to just do a quick heal, you can use items. All that standard stuff. Now then, let's go to teleport, and we'll go to this campsite right here. Now, I'm not gonna try to spoil too much story relevant type stuff. So, you know, you're free to try to figure out what's going on in the story yourself. But, anyways, as you see, you get campsites that you can go to. You can rest up. At casinos, you can play slot machine or a different variant of slot machine or blackjack or what was the other one? Anyways, I'll showcase the other one. But as you see, you can forge weapons and stuff. As you see, you need materials to forge. And then you can go to rework and click on an item like this, and for 21 pearls you could have a second attempt at it. Which, real quick, we're gonna just forge one of these so I could demonstrate forging. I do have guide out on how you can get unlimited pearls through items that you can keep on buying. As you see, you'll get different abilities when forging, so and because I'm such high level, this is actually super easy to forge. But based off how well you do, you could get different ranks. +3 is the most rank that you could get, which right there is a +3, which will yield the better stats. Some items cannot be upgraded, some can. You do not need to know much about previous Dragon Quest games to enjoy this game. You can play this as a standalone type game. Now, there are some references to previous Dragon Quest game, and by what I understand, there's also some special like missions or dungeon type thing that was added to Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch version, so that have to do with some previous Dragon Quest game, but I think for the most part you should still be fine there too. So right here is some monsters, so I'll demonstrate the battle system. I should probably be able to easily obliterate them because I am max level, so it's not going to be a fair fight. But if you want, you can do different type of stuff. You could tell everyone to show no mercy, which means they'll attack however they want, not caring about MP. Fight wisely for them to try to do offensive, defensive. Tell them to mix it up just so that they do whatever. Don't use MP, which will make them just do basic attacks. Focus on healing to heal other players. Only use, and this will, if you do not have healing spells, they will use healing items if they're on focus on healing. And if nobody's deemed needing healing, then they will just do whatever attack they decide. And then you got follow orders, which makes them do whatever you tell them to do. And if you want, you can move around. It is a special camera type option that will allow for you to move around. There is no advantage to moving around, it's more for the fun. If you want to the sides, you can actually escape like that, or you could just go to the escape in the menu by going tactics and flee. But it's just for fun. Like if I go behind him and do this attack, it does not get any extra damage than if I was to do from the front. And then, as you see, right here would be special abilities, and whoever special abilities I use, they will lose their special ability state. Also, while in the blue special ability state, they will gain stat increase.
Yeah.
And we'll just have her smack him. And done.
Score 1 for the good guys.
But yeah, so right there's a nice demonstration of the battle. There is a running button that you can do to run. And you can summon in a horse. As you see. There's also some special enemies that you could defeat. And you get to actually ride them, and they have special abilities that will allow you to get to stuff. If you look at maps, you can also see nearby stuff that you picked up. Which if you haven't picked it up before, it's going to be in question mark. But this means crafting materials, and this is special usable items that may also be used in crafting. But yeah, there's also a section where you can do horse racing if you wish, which I'll just go ahead and teleport there. And you know, when you're going to teleport, there will be symbols representing what's in there, whether there's a forge, a shop, an inn, a bank, the horses, wherever. There's multiple stuff, and if it's in there, they'll let you know. Now for this game, I have spent over 380 hours completing it, which I went obsessive over completion. You could probably complete it in less than that. I just went overboard, stocking up on lots of items that I never even bothered to use. I do not recommend it. Doing that, but yeah, and a Japanese voice acting. I highly recommend, if you have the Switch, get the Switch version, since it is the definitive version. It has features in it that this version does not. So we'll just do a quick horse race. And since I've already completed all horse races, I got the ability to race for free, which is good, because I could demonstrate racing. But once you complete all the races, there's kind of not really much of a point to do races, in my opinion. But we'll just do a quick race, just to demonstrate. I'm not going to worry about doing all that well. That's why I picked such an easy race, so I don't even have to bother trying. Like, I could have used the early on speed boost. Did not care to, because it should not be that hard of a race where I'm going to need to. Now, as you go higher up in the difficulty in races, they will get harder. And like the final race, I spent, I don't even want to know how many hours, just redoing that race over and over and over just to try to complete it. Which the item that I got for doing so, I don't even bother using, so kind of was pointless. But it will allow you to increase rare monster drop chance. But I don't really care about rare monster drop chance, so you know, didn't really matter. But as you see, easy new record done. But yeah, so the horse races can give you stuff. Like you see, what they say that they offer right here will be what you get if you get first place, and you still get an item for entering all the races. Like, I'll demonstrate real quick the hardest race. which I barely passed when I actually passed it. And I'll probably end up failing. But we'll see. This race is very difficult to finish in first. They give you such a short amount of time. But right after you see the run, you want to push R2 for the best speed right off the bat. Yeah, I highly doubt I'm going to get first place on this, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, I'm not doing it quick enough. It's definitely not going to be first place. Because they get like a ridiculous speed boost right here, and then they'll pass. This race is annoying to do. As you've seen, almost flawless racing, and still not enough. You gotta take every bit of shortcut that you can. So, have fun doing that if you decide to do that. As you progress through the game, you'll unlock more races. I will not go into too much detail, but you can get special weapons stuff too from doing races, along with special item. But it will cost you money for the race, except for the very last challenge, that race that I just did. That one will always be free, thankfully. Otherwise I would have went through millions of money just to get through. But if you see a weapon thing right here, this is a weapon shop, armor shop, random item shop, usually healing items, stuff like that, bank, and a bed. And then the church is way over here. You gotta go to churches to save. And, you know, you just go here, and then you can end up going to confession to save the game. As you see, my save is 380 hours. And then you could do this to find out how much XP you need. Surprisingly, I'm max level, so they won't tell you. You could go here to resurrect a fallen party member, cure poison, remove a curse, and here's the only other reason why you would use the church. If you go here, you can spend some money to completely reset your skill tree. It'll cost 20 gold per point. So if I was to do this, it would cost me 6,340 points just to free up 317 skill points. It's pretty cheap for the most part. You know, once you stockpile up a lot, then, you know, it gets a little bit more expensive. But for a good example, we'll go to right here. If I want to reset this, which is 80 skill points, only 1,600, which is not that bad. You can get money quick. And for those who like to change their looks, there are special items that will actually change the look, like as you'll see in 2 seconds. As you see, now his outfit changed from his default one. And if you wanted to, you can, here we go. We'll change him to his pirate outfit. Actually, nah, no pirate. Let's do the other one, the swindler outfit, actually. There we go. Alright, now let's do pirate. Alright, there we go. As you see, you could make him into a pirate. Which, funny enough, that piece is actually separate, so you can still get the pirate look even without. And, so, yeah, you got different looks that you could put on your character. On the Switch version, you're supposed to be able to change your looks to different outfits without having to actually equip the outfit, which is good because some outfits look cool but they drain your stats. Like, for example, let's go to her. This outfit, which is kind of funny to have on her, stats are horrible. It's a early game outfit. So if for some reason you decided you want her to keep up with the catsuit on, you would have to have way weaker stats. Because as you've seen, her defense, we'll go here. See, the defense is 31 on here. Well, compared to this, you got 125 defense and 50 magical might. While here, you got no magical might. So, you know, that's one reason why the Switch version is better. And now let's go over some of the abilities as I understand it. Alright, starting at the top, making our way down. Maximum HP, your health. Maximum MP, your magic. Attack is how much damage you'll do with like melee attacks and stuff like that. And some abilities will actually take your attack value in. As you see, she have one attack while this guy have right hand, left hand. That's because he's dual wielding. So when you're dual wielding, your main hand weapon will do full damage while your secondary weapon does half the amount of damage. The only exception is with Eric, because Eric does have a skill that he learns later on, which I'll showcase real quick. Right here, which makes it where when he's dual wielding, he gets full power instead of half. So, highly recommend that ability later on, since Eric is all about dual wielding. And if you don't have two of the same weapons in, then you will actually be at a disadvantage because he cannot use shields. Alright, so defense is defense, obviously. Magical might is spell damage, so attacking spell type damage. So your fire spells, your air spells, stuff like that. Magical mending is healing spells, amount that they will heal for. Strength will increase your damage, your attack. Resilience help increase your defense. Agility will allow you to move first, and I believe it also helped with dodging, I think. Or was it deafness that helped with dodging? Yeah, they don't really come out and say what they do, unfortunately. Deafness will help out with accuracy. Charm will help out with chances of the enemies, not taking the turn. If your charm is high enough, they'll go, ooh, wow, I'm going to do this right now while you go ahead and continue, because I don't care about my turn. And as you see, non-combat spells you can cast outside combat. There are resurrection spells, like this gives you 50%, this gives you 100% to revive. And lots of other useful spells. There are some items that you could get to heal MP. There's tons of items that you could gather. Like, these will heal you, cure stuff. These will give you MP. Lots of different stuff. Right here will actually allow you to revive somebody. But right down here where you see the seeds, these seeds will permanently increase your stats by a little bit of numbers. These seeds are very rare to find and get, but once you get towards later game, you can actually farm Pacific monsters for these seeds. But even then, you're going to spend hours farming seeds. You can also farm a seed of skill, which will increase your skill points. And if you want to make sure that you don't waste too many of those, because you can, it's actually possible to be having every skill acquired in the game and still use additional skill seeds. So like with Eric, let's say I maxed out all of Eric's ability, I could still waste skill seeds on him, and he'll have bonus skill points that he can never spend. So if you want to make sure that you don't accidentally do that and you want to upgrade early on, I do have a video showcasing how much you can actually use on each character. And I'm guessing in the Switch version the skill tree should be exactly the same, so it should be the same number. I never heard anything about any new skills or anything, so keep that in mind. And then you got tons of items. You can hold up to 99 of a single item. Past that, if you want to store extra, then you're going to want to carry it on these guys. But, not really a big deal. And, I think that should allow for a basic idea. The story is definitely good. I like the story. I think they did a good job. And there's ways to continue the story even longer. And as you see, there is a total of 60 side quests, which will give you rewards upon completion, which you could do. There's also some bonus stuff that are not considered side quests. There's challenge battles type of stuff that you can do too. A lot of cool extra stuff if you want to spend the extra time. There's stuff that you could destroy, stuff like that. But once you destroy something in town like this, it will never respawn the item, unfortunately. But anyways, like I said, if you are a fan of Dragon Quest or turn-based RPGs, easy recommendation. Like if you like the old school Final Fantasy games, easy recommendation. Like I said, any console that you get on will work, but if possible, get it on the Switch. There's a demo on the Switch, and you can transfer your save from the demo straight to the full game. So you can play the demo, try to get your guys to max level in the demo, and go to the full game and actually be able to use that save. So, if you're not able to get the game just yet because of money problems, you can do the demo. But there is no demo on PS4, unfortunately. It's a Switch exclusive that I know of. But, I think I did a pretty good idea of explaining some of the stuff. The music, I think, is pretty good. On the Switch version, they do have the natural sounding music, or orchestral, I think they call it. But to be honest, even though the music is not, it's artificially created on here, I think the music is still pretty good. I will not be showcasing the music because I don't want to take a chance for copyright. But yeah, with the music, I think it's still good. But for those who are very picky about the music, the definitive version of the music is definitely on the Switch, because you got the original orchestral music that you could choose from, or or you could still use the same music from here, which I officially created. But to be honest, they're very similar sounding tones for the most part. It's just, the orchestral gets like better beats and stuff. But to be honest, I'm not much of a music snob, so it does not bother me the slightest. But for those who are the type that gotta have the best music, authentic, real, the Switch is definitely the best version for that. But sound wise, everything works well. I haven't really encountered any glitches in the game that I can remember, so it's been pretty smooth running game. And roulette table was the other one that I was thinking about with the casino. But yeah, there haven't been any glitches. And even though I spent a ridiculous amount of time in like casinos and grinding up my levels and stuff like that, and grinding up seeds and stuff like that, I still enjoyed every minute of it, even when I was kept on filling the horse races, spending hours trying to actually beat it in first place. I still enjoyed it, so I think it's a pretty good game. I think you guys should still be able to enjoy it, as long as you're a fan of turn-based RPG. The story is very good at taking twists and turns. You'll think something going one way, and then next thing you know, surprise. But I won't get into too much details, so that you can explore the story for yourself, if you wish. But gameplay wise, like I said, no glitches or anything. It's a fun turn-based RPG, and if you can pick this up on a sale, it's 100% a easy recommendation. Even with that full price though, I think it's still a good recommendation. I think this game is one of the better RPGs I played on PS4, which really says a lot, because Persona 5 is definitely a good one. And, I like this game a lot too, just like I liked Persona 5. So, we'll have to see if Royal can actually be so drastic that, it makes me go, this might not be my first or second. I can't decide whether I like this or Persona 5 the most. I'm thinking this might edge out just a little bit. But to be honest, it's very close, neck to neck. So I'm constantly switching on which one I think is the best RPG game, turn-based RPG game that I played on PS4. But it's definitely a very solid turn-based RPG. It keeps true to turn-based RPG roots while still, implementing new features and stuff from nowadays. Definitely, I think, a good recommendation. Lots of cool characters with personalities. You will get to know pretty much all the characters' backstory, side characters, lots of stuff. So, I think that you can easily enjoy. I think even with going through the game quick type thing for your first time, not trying to complete everything but just finishing up the game, I think you can easily get over 50 hours, probably over 100 or 200 hours maybe with the gameplay. I haven't attempted a speedrun. Also, there's also an auto run feature, or you could push R2 to sprint faster. Personally, I just do the R2. There's a lot of good funny moments, and let's return to the title screen real quick. And I'm going to demonstrate one last thing, which I will not be playing with it on, but I will cover. There's items called Draconian Quest that you can turn on when you create a new character. Let's just, for fun, go like this. As you see, you'll be able to select whatever challenges you want to put on. These will make the game harder. If I'm not mistaken, they took out no fleeing from battle on the Switch version and added something about like lying to you or something. So, they mixed up the Draconian Quest, but, these will definitely improve the difficulty of the game. Personally, though, as long as you're not over-leveling yourself, you should have a pretty good constant stream of difficulty that's, doable but not too broken. If you want to up the difficulty more, just stop using better equipment, or, try to speed run a little bit where you're more under level, so you gotta rely on more skills. If you over level and get the best stuff, then, you can tear this game apart, but, the difficulty you can pretty much choose. It's not a game that really requires over excessive amount of grinding to be able to take on very difficult enemies. So, you can adjust your difficulty based off on what you do. The more geared up you are, the higher level, the less difficult. The more under level, you can see the difficulty coming. So, I think this game is easily a buy, like I said, if you like those stuff. If you're not that sure, then check it out on the Switch version if you have the Switch, because the demo's free. Even if you hate these type of games, try out the demo on the Switch if you have a Switch. And you might be like, you like it, or you might say, yeah, this is not my taste. But to be honest, I think if you love turn-based RPGs, it's one of the better ones that ever came out on PS4. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys on the next video.